For centuries, archaeologists have combed through the earth in search of one of the most famous religious artifacts, the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant is a chest built over 3,000 years ago by Israelites to store the two stone tablets on which the Ten Commandments are written. According to biblical descriptions, the chest is gold-plated and has two golden angels on it. The chest is also believed to house Aaron's staff, which he miraculously turned into a snake, and the pot of manna, which contained the food that God sent to the Israelites to survive in the desert. It is believed to possess mystical powers, but there is no biblical passage to back this up. The chest has always generated controversies surrounding its existence. Some people believe it exists, while others believe it's just a myth. This debate can only be settled with evidence. But the whereabouts of the Ark has been a mystery for over 3,000 years. It went missing from a temple in Jerusalem just before the Babylonian conquest of Jerusalem between 597 and 586 BC. The search for this relic has since heightened following the 1981 Steven Spielberg fictional movie Raiders of the Lost Ark. Ever since, there have been different theories and speculations about the location of the Ark. Let's take a look at some of these claims. Some believe the Ark went missing from Jerusalem not because the Babylonians took it, but because it was moved before they could lay hands on it. These people claim that Menelik I moved the chest to Ethiopia before Babylon invaded Israel. Menelik I was the son of Queen Sheba and Israel's King Solomon. Queen Sheba was an Ethiopian woman who traveled to Jerusalem in search of King Solomon, whom she heard possessed vast knowledge. She was amused by his intelligence and he was mesmerized by her beauty. Together they had a son, Menelik, and she returned to Ethiopia with him. When Menelik grew into a teenager, he moved back to Israel to receive education from his father. This was when he allegedly returned to Ethiopia with the Ark. A version of this story is that he stole the Ark, while others believe he did it under his father's instructions. The chest is widely believed to be housed in St. Mary of Zion Cathedral in Aksum, Ethiopia. The only person allowed to see it is the guardian of the Ark. This person is reportedly a virgin monk who's dedicated their life to guarding the Ark. This person then appoints another guardian before they die. The guardian of the Ark is tasked with burning incense and reciting the Book of Psalm around it. The secrecy surrounding the artifact in the church has made it impossible to confirm its authenticity. While one may doubt the possibility of a church cooking up such a big lie like housing the Ark of the Covenant, British historian and professor Edward Ullendorf has since dismissed the authenticity of the relic in the church. He claimed to have seen the Ark inside the church in 1941 when he was an army officer during World War II. He said the guardian of the Ark tried to stop him and other soldiers from seeing the Ark, but they forced their way in. Ullendorf believes the chest in the church is a copy, just like many other churches in Ethiopia. The Hill of Tara in Ireland is another location where people have claimed the Ark is hidden. A group by the name of British Israelites was formed in the 1850s comprising of British individuals who propagate that they are descendants of one of the lost tribes of Israel. They believe their tribe brought the Ark from Israel and buried it in the Hill of Tara. The group analyzed ancient books, Irish mythology, Irish literature, and biblical texts, and concluded that the Ark was buried in the grave of Tea Tefi. She was the daughter of the king of Jerusalem who fled with Jeremiah following the conquest. They allegedly took the Ark of the Covenant with them and ended up in Ireland. The British Israelites performed several excavations in and around the Hill of Tara between 1899 and 1902 in an attempt to recover the relic. These excavations raised disapproval from Irish poets like W.B. Yeats, George Moore, and many other famous figures, including Maud Gonne. They protested to show their dismay at these excavations that ruined national monuments. Considering the British Israelites never found the Ark, there is therefore no evidence that they were right about the artifact's location. A handful of people who believe that the Ark of the Covenant exists think it is impossible to find because an ordinary human cannot see it without suffering horrible consequences. Despite this claim, devoted Christian Ron Wyatt announced that he did the unthinkable. He laid eyes on the Ark of the Covenant, and there were no repercussions. Wyatt claimed to have found the artifact at 2 p.m. on January 6, 1982. He said he was directed to search the Garden Tomb, an area in Jerusalem believed to be the site of Jesus' burial and resurrection. Wyatt claimed he went down an escarpment that led to many tunnels and chambers before he finally discovered the Ark of the Covenant. He said he took pictures and videos as evidence, however, conveniently, they didn't play or show the Ark. Could it have been a case of divine intervention? In an attempt to gather more proof, he then returned to the site, but was confronted by 4 angels who appeared before him and said it wasn't time for the world to see and discover the Ark. Wyatt later passed away in 1999. Videos that won't play, pictures that don't show, and angels sending messages all seems a little hard to believe. Besides, Wyatt is known for other unverified discoveries including Noah's Ark, Noah's house after the flood, Noah's tomb, and Jesus' crucifixion sites. The common theme with Wyatt is that he's never showed any evidence for any of these supposed discoveries. Subsequently, archaeologists and historians have since debunked his claims and labeled him a fraud. Michael Snyder, an expert on the end times, announced that he knows the location of the Ark of the Covenant. Just like every other person that believes in the existence of the relic, he said that Israelites hid the chest to prevent the Babylonians from laying hands on it. Snyder claims the relic now lies under the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, which the Israelite government is well aware of, but they are not ready to reveal the exact location to the public. While the exact location of the Ark of the Covenant is still unknown, researchers may have found proof that it actually does exist. Researchers from Tel Aviv University, Israel, revealed that they found the Lost Temple, which, according to the Bible, once housed the Ark. The temple is estimated to be 3,100 years old. It is located near Beth Shemesh in Israel. The building, analyzed by the researchers, is believed to be a temple because it is isolated from neighboring buildings and has thicker walls. It is also built to face the east from where the sun rises. Also, it has a bama, which is a platform often used for religious ceremonies. The structure was discovered in 2012, but they found no evidence linking it to the Ark of the Covenant back then. The structure was in ruins as the Philistines had destroyed it and converted it into an animal farm. Then, in 2018, researchers uncovered a stone tablet that may be connected to the Ark. Researchers believe the Ark of the Covenant was placed on the stone tablet when it was in the temple, as referenced in the Bible. Their conclusion on this stone tablet can be traced to the book of Samuel. According to the Bible, Beth Shemesh was a battleground for wars between the Israelites and Philistines. The Philistines had taken the Ark of the Covenant from the Israelites during a fight. It remained with the Philistines for 7 months, during which God cursed them with a plague. They then loaded the Ark of the Covenant onto a cart with other offerings and sent it to the Israelites to remedy their situation. 1 Samuel 6:14-15 says, "And the cart came into the field of Joshua, a Bethshemite, and stood there, where there was a great stone, and they clave the wood of the cart, and offered the kine a burnt offering unto the Lord. And the Levites took the ark of the Lord, and the coffer that was with it, wherein the jewels of gold were, and put them on the great stone." The great stone referenced in these verses is the same one that the researchers from Tel Aviv believe to have found in that temple. So this means the story in the Bible may not be folklore after all, and the Ark of the Covenant does exist somewhere. However, to this day, all we have are hearsays from people about the whereabouts of this relic, and no one has provided evidence for their claim. Is the Ark of the Covenant in a church in Ethiopia, or buried in a grave in Ireland? Or have Israelites been leading us on a wild goose chase, and they know exactly where it is? Or maybe you don't believe it exists at all. A chest with a mystical power that can invoke wrath upon the world does sound unbelievable. Let us know what you think in the comments section below.